If you are new here, I'm so happy to have you. And if you're returning, I'm glad you came back. Sorry for those of you that missed me last Sunday. I know I did not do a relax and unwind whip and chat. We were still just kind of dealing with the ickiness of the season here. So we had some sickness over Thanksgiving break. We thought that that was getting better, and then last Sunday it just hit again. And so I did not get to my whip and chat, so for that I am sorry. But here I am today. So before I get into it, I'm just going to do a quick rundown of my tools. So I am still working on my first official Jingle Drills canvas. If you don't know what Jingle Drills is, it's an event being hosted by another creator here on YouTube, Lindsay at Emeralds and Fairy Lights, and I will link to that. So it runs from the 25th of November to the 25th of December, and it's like holiday themed. I'll link to that if you want more information, but I am doing this Peppermint Dragonling by the one with the diamond art from, and it's a Jasmine Beckett Griffith piece, and I'm on this last square. So I'm going to be finishing her up today, probably not while on video with you, but I'm super excited to be finishing her up. Keeping me company is this cute little Santa girl. I put a magnet on her. She's a clay from either Cloud9 Clays or E&K Clip-In Creations, so I will link those. My pens here. So this pen is from C'est Plus Beau à Tour, and I know that I just mutilated that, but forgive me, I took German in high school, not French. But this pen, so it has cinnamon sticks in it, so while it does not look like Christmas, it smells like Christmas, and I am just loving that. And then this is one of my Poshy pens, and it's just one of my favorites. I really like the grip on this one, the way it feels, so I've been using that one a lot. It's not necessarily Christmas colored, but it's just fun and pretty. Loaded in those are Not Your Mama's Mud, and both of them I am absolutely loving this wax for my single placing, which is what I do. And then I've got my tray from Bella Art de Nicole. She has my absolute favorites. So as we get in today, I am going to be doing some happy holiday tag questions. And I know that I may have kind of talked about some of these things already with you, so bear with me. Now, one thing about this canvas is that they do not have the pre-cut labels, so I do have to use a separate key and match up my colors. That I think has made it a little more slow going, but overall it hasn't been too bad. So, all right, the first question is, what makes the holidays special for you? And I think a big part of it is just with having kids. Obviously, they are so excited about all of the Christmas stuff. So they're excited to decorate the tree. They're excited. My mom, so their Nana, bought them a gingerbread kit, and they cannot wait to put that together. They ask every day. They want to wrap presents. We did advent calendars. So they each have a chocolate advent calendar and then one with toys in it. So every day leading up, they're so excited to open that. And then I actually bought the diamond painting advent calendar from Diamond Art Club. And although it only has the 12 days, I have been doing every other day. So I started on the 1st and I'm opening every other day. So it'll take me to the 23rd. And they're even excited for me to open mine. So they'll ask me, like, did you open one today? Is today, today's an odd day, you get to open. So I think a big part of just what makes the holiday so special is spending time with family, but having kids and just seeing all of their excitement for everything is so fun. So what about you? Like, what makes the holidays special for you? What do you enjoy at this time of year? The next one is favorite holiday song. Now, I am probably, you can judge me a little bit here. I am not a big fan of like classic Christmas songs. So, as cliched as it is, my absolute favorite Christmas song is All I Want for Christmas Is You. Originally sung by Mariah Carey, but I will admit I love pretty much all of the renditions of it. However, I also really love Lindsay Sterling's original Christmas songs. She has a couple, so she has Christmas Come On, or Come, I can't think of the exact title of it, which is horrible. And then Warmer in Winter is her other one, and I really, really like both of those. I think it's just that I like upbeat Christmas music, and a lot of the traditional Christmas music is a lot more, like, solemn or sung by the crooner kind of style, and that's just, I don't know, it's not my favorite. So probably an unpopular opinion, but that is me. If I had to pick a more kind of traditional Christmas song that to be my favorite, it would probably be Mary Did You Know. So it's not that I dislike all the classics. I think it's just that they've been redone so many times, and I don't know. Anyways, take it or leave it. That's just me. Favorite holiday makeup trend. So I did not really, I guess, know that there's different holiday makeup trends. So for this one, I'm not sure I'm really going to be able to answer. I actually have not been wearing makeup much this year at all. I go through phases where I am either completely dolled up, done up, or just not at all. So this year, I will admit that makeup has not been on my priority list. I would rather sleep in an extra half hour and take it or leave it. Like, I'm married. My husband loves me the way I am. I work at a school. I'm really not trying to impress anybody. Now, when I go from wearing a lot of makeup to not wearing my makeup, kids being kids and being as brutally honest as they are, they will be like, "Are you okay today? You look sick. Like, is there something wrong with you?" But I haven't gotten as much of that this year because I think they're just not even used to seeing me with makeup. Like, if I did show up with makeup, they'd probably be like, "Oh, you look so different." But yeah, that didn't really answer the question as far as makeup trends. But like I said, I guess I wasn't aware there were holiday makeup trends. I clearly don't follow those, so I'm not really sure. Where do you usually spend your holidays? So we're fortunate enough that we don't really have to travel for our holidays. Most of our family lives close by. That's actually part of the reason that after college, so I went to college away from home and out of state, but it was hard for me to be away from my family, and I moved back. And that was actually for the better, because then I met my husband and everything, so I probably wouldn't have if I had stayed where I was. So we usually, for Christmas or Christmas Eve, it just kind of depends on how my parents and my grandparents decide to do it. We kind of go with the flow of whatever they decide. But we either go to my parents' house or my grandparents' house. So this year we're going to my grandparents' house on my dad's side. Unfortunately, my grandparents on my mom's side have passed away now. I can remember when I was little, actually, that is where we went. We would go to my grandparents on my mom's side. And spend it with a lot of like my cousins and stuff on my mom's side. Now, I don't really see them so much at Christmas, but we go to, oh, that's like a little one that's not fitting in there. So we'll go to my grandparents on my dad's side, and this year they've decided to do Christmas Eve instead of Christmas. Nope. That's where I flung that, see? All right, there we go. So we will take like the presents for my siblings and my nephews, my parents, and we will go to my grandparents' house and we will have our big meal on Christmas Eve and open all of those presents. When I was a kid, we often would open all our presents on Christmas Eve, and I will admit that I did not like that. Different families do different things, but for me, that took away some of the fun of Christmas, because then the only presents we opened on Christmas were Santa presents, and to me, it just felt less, I don't know. It just made Christmas feel less special. But that was just, I don't know. That was me. Anyways, so this year we'll go there on Christmas Eve. And it'll be fun because my kids will kind of get like 2 big days of opening presents. Because they'll get to, on Christmas Eve, they'll get to open their presents from Nana and Papa. Their Christmas Eve present, we'll get to do our big meal that day. And then on Christmas, when we wake up, then they'll get to do their Santa presents and all of their presents from Mommy and Daddy and from each other. And then on Christmas Day, we'll probably just stay home and do like a quieter dinner with just us. So it'll be fun. It'll be different. It's kind of a little different every year. Sometimes my uncles will spend Christmas with us, or sometimes they will go and spend it with my aunt and uncle's family, who live a couple hours away from us. And I think this year that might be what they're doing, but I'm not totally positive. So, the next one, I'm on number 5. Must have winter essentials. So I'm not really a hat person, but for the longest time, like, I hated wearing winter coats. They just didn't fit right. I don't like really fluffy coats. I think they're just uncomfortable and I don't like the way they look. So yeah, call me vain, but I mean, I don't like looking even more padded than I already am. But last year my husband bought me the most beautiful pea coat for Christmas, and the lining of it is leopard print, and it just fits wonderfully. It's so warm. The hood is comfortable, so that's probably my must-have winter essential. Like, if it's cold outside, I am going to be wearing my very special coat from my husband. Let's see. Number 6, what would be your dream place to visit for the holiday season? So, I've never been to England, but I just have this view of like a snowy English Christmas in a cottage with a fireplace, going to like a little Christmas market. And so if I could spend my Christmas anywhere, I think that would be it. If you've ever seen The Holiday, where Kate Winslet and Cameron Diaz switch houses for the holidays, and Kate Winslet has her little like cottage in England. Yeah, it would be kind of that, except I think I would need a fireplace because I don't think her house had one in that. But otherwise, just that kind of, it's just so picturesque and cute. So I think for me that would be a dream. Or like in Germany, kind of the same thing, like the cobblestone streets and the Fachwerk houses, and they have big Christmas markets in Germany too. I would just love to go somewhere that has Christmas markets. I mean, even a New England Christmas I think would be really neat. So I live in Colorado. Yes, we have the mountains. You would think we'd get the pretty white Christmas, but oftentimes we don't. And so when I picture like a New England Christmas, I just think that would be so pretty. That's more, I guess, my picture of like white Christmas and what it's supposed to look like. Let's see, colorful lights or white lights? Definitely colorful. I like colorful, flashing, pretty. My tree definitely is a tree decorated by little kids. It is loaded down with ornaments. They are not evenly distributed. They are clustered in those places that kids can reach, and I am all for it. My aesthetic is most definitely like fun, happy, and yes, kids live here. So if you walked into my house, there's like no question. My house looks lived in, and yes, kids live here. Do you celebrate Christmas? So yes, I do. I've been talking about Christmas this whole time. If you're watching this, and you celebrate something other than Christmas, I would love for you to leave a comment and tell me. One of my favorite things to do as a classroom teacher, so I'm now in a coaching position, but when I was a classroom teacher, one of my favorite things to do would be kind of that week before Christmas. We would do like readings that I found on holidays around the world and the way different people celebrate the holidays, and just kind of get that cultural awareness. And I find it fascinating to learn about as well. So it was fun to do that with students of all ages. I did it with first graders. I did it with fourth and fifth graders. And like they all enjoyed learning about that, and I enjoyed learning about different kind of holidays and traditions and ways people celebrate maybe the same holiday or different holidays, but at the same time of the year. So we do celebrate Christmas, but if you celebrate something else, I would love to hear about it. Let's see. Number 9, share a family holiday tradition. So I know I talked about these a couple weeks ago, but we do the Christmas Eve present where everyone gets to open a present, and it's jammies, and I just love that. We buy a different ornament every year, a family ornament with our names on it. And I always get penguins because I love penguins. And eventually I'm going to need a tree just for my penguin ornaments. And I'm noticing it's getting harder and harder to find like different ones. So I just noticed the other day that like 2 of my ornaments are super similar, but just like they have slight differences. And I had a laugh. I was like, oh, that's funny. I didn't even realize when I bought them. And then I think going forth, we will probably, I really like doing the advent calendar, so I'd like to make that a tradition of getting my kids like the advent calendars for the month of December each year, something different. So those are super fun. I don't currently do Elf on the Shelf. I've always especially this year, I kind of debated it, but I was like, oh, I just don't know. And my son is doing it this year, in his classroom. He's in second grade. So we'll see if next year he kind of asks for it or not. So I don't know. I'm like, at this point, I didn't start it when they were really, really young. They're in first and second grade. If I start it now, it might be a bit late to start it. So I don't know. But I always thought that one would be fun, but it also just feels like an overwhelming amount of work. Most memorable holiday moment. So this one was kind of hard for me to think about, but there is a Christmas that I can most definitely remember. So when I was in late middle school and early high school, there was some stuff going on at home and in my family where I did not want to spend Christmases at home. And I was very close to my aunt and uncle and their family. And they had moved out of state. So I would go and spend the Christmas with them out of state. And we had one Christmas where everyone, for every present we opened, we had to say something we were thankful for. And we opened the presents one at a time. So everyone would get a present, and then we would watch as every person opened every present and said something they were thankful for. And I think it probably took us between 3 and 5 hours to open all the presents. But I can still remember that. And I think that's just something I'll always remember. So that would probably be my most memorable. Number 11 is my favorite holiday decorations. So I don't go all out. So I have my tree, and I absolutely love my tree. My tree is a Martha Stewart tree. I got it on sale after Christmas. So we were walking through Lowe's. I wasn't looking for a tree, but they had the trees marked down, and then this tree was their floor model. So they'd sold all the ones in the boxes, so it was marked down extra. And it has glitter in the branches and a little bit of the flocking stuff, and then it sits in a pot as the stand. And I just think it's the prettiest tree. And so kind of on a whim, I was like, this is way on sale, I have to have this tree, and I bought it. And now we always have glitter everywhere because the tree is glittery, and I love my tree, and I love my ornaments that go on it. And then now, as I've been doing more diamond painting, I'm sure my diamond paintings will also become one of my favorite decorations, because right now, as I finish them all, I just hang them all on my walls. But as I finish more and more, because this will be, I think, my 16th finish this year. And some of them I gift to people, but most of them I keep, and I like them. I like having them hung up. So I think eventually I'm going to have to, as I get them all framed and stuff, I'm going to have seasonal ones, and I'll have to rotate through them for the seasons. So I'm sure, that every year I will get so excited to pull out my Christmas diamond paintings and hang them up for the season. All right, just 2 more questions. Let's see. Number 12 is, have you ever been caught under a mistletoe? So I have not. I have to be honest, I'm not even sure I would know what mistletoe looked like if it was hung up. But I've never really known anyone that hangs it up, so I can't say that I've ever been caught under the mistletoe and had one of those moments. Those are the sort of moments that obviously I love, holiday romance books, and I love those moments in books, but I have never had that mistletoe moment myself. So, bummer. Can't say I have. And then number 13 is hands down, what's your all-time favorite holiday food and holiday sweet treat? So, not that it is specifically a holiday food, but it's what my dad makes at Christmas. He makes prime rib, and I love prime rib. So, like food-wise, it'd be prime rib. Sweet treat, I have a couple. So for the past couple of years, I have been making homemade English toffee at Christmas. And English toffee is by far one of my very, very favorite treats, like in the whole world. So that would be one of them. My Grammy would make divinity, and I absolutely love her divinity. However, I don't think we've made it since she passed away. So I haven't had that in quite a few years, or maybe we've made it once since then, but I'm not sure. Yeah, those would probably be my hands down, like my two favorites. But I do love just like baking and stuff. Normally I do a lot of Christmas baking. This year, I don't know, like the baking bug hasn't 100% hit me yet. Like I haven't started making my lists and like I want to make this and I want to make this and I want to make this. I'll be honest, I'm like, I've got 2 weeks off. I'm going to do so much diamond painting. I'm sure other people will have different ideas for me, but that's what I'm thinking. So, yeah. It's actually to the point, so I'm going to be finishing this one today, but I'm like, okay, before I start another one, I have got to get some presents wrapped, because usually by this time, I would have so many presents wrapped in under my tree. And this year, I bought them, but I'm just slacking so much. And I was joking. I was like, well, my tree's just going to have a bunch of like Amazon and Target packages under it. And we're going to play the I wonder who this is for game on Christmas. Yeah, we wouldn't really do that. But that's my current like joke. I'm like, oh man, I have got to get with the program. I have got to wrap presents. So when I finish this today, that is on my to-do list before I can start another one. I have got to get at least a small stack of presents wrapped. I really haven't set a goal for myself. I'm not like, okay, you have to get 10 presents wrapped, although that would probably be a fairly reasonable number. If I just wrapped presents for my husband, I'd probably have 10 right there because I might have went a little overboard. I don't know if you have ever done the love languages survey and the stuff to like figure out what your love languages are. But I have 2 at the top, and one of them is definitely giving and receiving gifts. Like I love to give gifts. So I tend to go a little overboard at Christmas sometimes. And I don't mean to. I'm just like, oh, he'd like this. Oh, but he'd also like this. Oh, but I want to get this too. And before I know it, then yeah, got tons of presents for him. So, and for my kids. I do it for my kids too. It's just the way I am. And then I'm also that person that sometimes when I buy gifts, then it's so hard for me to wait to give them. Like I want to give it to the person right then and see if they liked it and what they think of it and just make them happy. And so I don't know. Are you a patient person when it comes to giving and receiving gifts or not? Because I would put myself on the not category. And I feel like I'm even less patient with giving them than I am with receiving them. Like I want to give the gifts as soon as I've bought them. So I have to hold myself back and practice restraint. But the holidays are coming. I plan on, if everything goes to plan, I plan on doing a WIP and chat next Sunday. But then the following Sunday is Christmas, so I probably will miss a week again. But I hope that everyone is doing well. I hope you enjoyed spending time with me. I would love if you leave a comment, tell me what you think. If you haven't already subscribed, I would be super happy to have you subscribe and join me for further diamond painting content. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up because I do know that helps more people to see my videos. And I hope you have a wonderful day, week, night, whatever time you are watching this video, and that all is well with you. And until next time, thanks.